Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, and welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as we like to call it. Hope everybody's doing well. It's good to see everybody here already in chat. That's awesome. I hope everybody watching is well. Who we got here in chat? Stevie B, what's up? Just happened to be the first name I read. Hey, Val from Southwest Pennsylvania. Finding the Trackway. What's up, dude? See, Mogs is in chat. Right on. Yeah. Mr. Lee, what's going on? Number one. Got to get into this early. What does this say? Mr. Lee says number one English gadget, kettle. Yeah, that makes sense. Time for tea. Who else we got here? Grasshopper. What's up, Grass? Hey, Sandra. Pine Island Research. Oh, I mean PIR. What's up, Jeff? He knows what I'm talking about. Mr. Fritz, what's going on, Jay? You ready for some rain? I don't think you'll get it too bad down there. Hopefully, you don't get too much. Who else? I know I'm missing somebody. I know I saw Nikki in here earlier. What's up, Nick? Like I said, Raptor, what's up? So anyway, if you guys have never been here before and you're new and you're wondering what's going on, we'll find out together. You know, what I do is I put the link in chat so anybody can come on the show. You have something you want to talk about, you had an experience, you had a bad day, you know, you want to come on and hang out for a little while, feel free. All you have to do is click on that link in chat, follow the directions, and come hang out. You know, the directions are pretty simple. All I ask is that you don't use YouTube in the background, turn that off. And if you don't want to be on camera, you can just go hit stop camera and you don't have to be on camera. It's pretty simple. So, you know, anything you guys want to talk about, join me. I will just start right off and I'll put the link right in chat now. So like I said, anybody wants to click that on, feel free. Yeah, so we're looking at some more rain and wind, and I think it's called a hurricane. I don't think it's gotten there yet, but yeah, there's one sitting off the East Coast, which is kind of weird because usually they come in from the Gulf. Not all of them, but most of them. So it's kind of odd. So it's going to hit. I don't even know when it's due to hit. Wednesday night. Going to Thursday. So it's supposed to crank up to a category 1, hit the coast, start come inland, and then just kind of bank north and head northeast a little bit and go up to the Carolinas and whatnot. But by then it'll be a low pressure system. But still, I mean, the towns and the communities that were, you know, ravaged by Ian are in the path of this. You know, not all of them, like the Southwest Florida is safe, thank God. Because I've been watching videos from Matt Lachey and Cape Coral and Fort Myers, and it's just devastating. You know, it's heartbreaking to see all that destruction. Just Mother Nature taken back. But damn. So yeah, like up on the coast, like Stevie and I had been up to Daytona, and we saw a lot of damage up there from flooding. They don't need that again, and that's chances are they're going to get it again. Because now they're dealing with the storm surge. It's not just a rain event. So prayers to those guys on the coast. I think we'll be all right. Although we're pretty much close to the impact zone. If you know, once the eye, if it goes that route, it's going to be pretty close to us. But we did great on the last one, so I think we'll be fine. Famous last words. No, we're good. We know that this property doesn't flood. Neighbors, across the street, their yard filled up with water. But we're kind of on the hill, so we didn't have any flooding in this yard. As you got down further to the east or south, a lot of the lakes flooded. But and the water's still high in some areas. It's weird. You're right, Richie. Nothing's going to happen. I'm not sweating it, dude. I like this shit. I mean, hell, Ian, I sat in this spot right here. We're outside on the patio, basically the whole storm. If I wasn't sleeping, I was out here where I was doing something, cooking or. So yeah, I look forward to storms. I love storms. I mean, I've been to the beach during hurricanes, and I don't know that I'd want to go to the beach here during a hurricane. Because when we were there, Daytona, like there wasn't much beach left. It was very short from the wall to the property. See, we were at the hotel, and the wall right there, there was 50 yards of sand at high tide. You got a little more, maybe 75 during low tide, but you can see, I mean, there was so much damage done. They don't need that again, but what are you gonna do? Just hold on tight, batten down the hatches, as they say. LIB, what's up, man? Good to see you, Mike. Scottish Wild Man, what's going on? Great to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hey, Jen, what's up? Bat Mom, what's up? Let's see what this wisdom is. There's always destruction before the sun shines. I think that's what makes those areas so beautiful. It's hard work of the people who came together after that destruction is badass. Oh yeah, they did, come together as a community. It was great to see how like the county, like came together here and like they would give out water and tarps and it was all county employees that don't normally do that kind of stuff. But every time there's a storm, a hurricane like this, or bad weather, they get put on call, and they get out in there and they give back. It's cool to see how a community comes together. I was amazed at like this is getting away from it. It's kind of like more of the destruction that I witnessed or saw in one of the videos was the boats. There's boats scattered everywhere down there, and they're just plucking them out and putting them in a yard somewhere, and just it's like a boat graveyard. I want to know, how can I go get one of those boats? Because I've seen people just giving their boats away because they didn't want to deal with having to haul it away or whatever. I'd love to get a boat that I could work on and use, but we'll see what happens with this storm. Sounds terrible, but I can't see stuff like that going to waste, Gary, what's going on, man? Probably already said hi to you. Richie says, Swamp Apes. Hey, chessboard. Why won't this go away? There it is. So yeah, because people have been down here forever. They've been through countless storms. How many have you been through, Stevie? This will be the 7th one in A little over 20 years. Use a Sharpie and put Moog's boat on it and take that on your favorite boat. Hey Ben, what's going on, man? G'day, Sue. Sue's coming all the way from Australia. Buzzard's Roost, what's up, man? Oh, you guys got hit by those tornadoes, huh? Sorry to hear that. Hope everybody in that you're associated with, family, friends, are well. That's scary. I've never done a tornado. I've seen the result of one actually in New Jersey. 1989, around there. Actually took some trees out and put them on my mom's house where she was renting. And to see that swath, that was where it went through, was kind of crazy. But I've never got to witness one. I've seen results of the devastation in the woods in Arizona from them. But yeah, I think that's like seeing Bigfoot. I'd rather see it from a distance. Some things I don't need to experience. All is well. Good. Glad to hear that, Buzzard. Yeah, I was surprised that this storm kind of, wanted to say, popped up out of nowhere. But first it was, it's going to rain. Now there's a hurricane coming. It's like, what? Michael Haywood, what's up? Yeah, Michael had asked me, do you think it'd be good fishing before the storm? I was like, it was already raining, but if it's not raining tomorrow at some point in the afternoon, we're probably going to go drown some minnows. Well, I guess you're not drowning them, huh? Yeah, we'll probably go fishing. We went fishing last night for a little while over here at the local church. Caught a couple. Stevie got a couple, and then she got a nice one. Let me see if I can find that. Oh, it's probably gonna if I find it. I can never find what I want when I want it. That doesn't make sense. Let's open this. Nope. Excuse me. I just downloaded these pictures and I can't. I just imported them from my phone, and they're not where I thought they were. They never are. No. That's weird. I don't get it. I give up with this damn. So anyway, I was going to show you a picture of Stevie and the fish he caught. It was a very respectable fish. That was an easy 3 pounds. We didn't have the scale. We didn't have the tape measure. We just kind of go out there and have fun, Like
you said, look at what it says recent.
No, I got that. It doesn't, like when I hit the present. Oh crap! Let me get out of here. when I hit present, it says slides, extra camera, video file. I don't have any slides. Then video file. And it pulls up like my file editor. Jeff to the rescue. All right, I can't pull him up until I pull this down. All right, now I can go grab him. What's up, dude?
I just need to stay parked backstage every show and handle your technical shit, I guess.
No, dude, I don't know why. Like I downloaded it from my phone earlier.
Stevie sent it to me in Messenger. I just pulled it up in Messenger. There it is. But I'll share it here, and that way.
Why is it I can't pull it up?
I don't know.
I bet if I go to pictures, my regular pictures. Oops, sorry, Jeff. But I can't pull those pictures up where it doesn't give me that option in this thing. I have terrible like coordinate. What's the word? Not coordination. Organization. That's the word.
Okay, if you add it to the screen, it'll show it. It's down below.
Here we go.
Okay, now thought it would zoom in, but that isn't what I meant to do. Oh, here it is. It's in her. Okay. So that is it. Nice ass, Stevie. I mean bass, Stevie. Nice bass you got there.
Yeah, she was stoked. That's her biggest so far.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah, and it was dark. I mean, it just gotten dark and nothing was biting. Then all of a sudden they started biting, and she pulled. Was that the double? There was one time when we had a double going. I had one on, she had one on. It was like, holy shit!
Wow.
Yeah. But
do you have a chance to weigh it on something or measure it? Or
no, I didn't have that stuff with me. I do have a scale and I have tape measures. We just didn't have it in the truck at the time.
You never have a scale with you, actually.
No.
I got like a $70 scale from Bass Pro Shops, and whenever I catch a nice fish, it's at home in the garage or something.
I was like, where the hell's the scale? And then I found it in the bedroom. I'm like, why is it in here? I mean, it should be in the truck. But
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What'd you catch it on?
A shiner.
Nice. Just fishing it under a bobber or something?
Under a bobber. Hooked
Nice.
through the lips.
Tiny.
Oh, you went with it. Oh, that's right. I used up the shiner. I did the last shiner, and then she took a minnow. I don't know if it was a fat head or whatever it was, whatever they give you. But this thing was tiny. She said it was like she had trouble getting the hook into it. It was that small. The hook was bigger than it.
Wow.
You know, two times bigger than the bait. And she got that with that. Yeah.
What I hate about shiners is if I'm not in the boat where I have a bait well, if I'm just got them in a bucket, the damn things die so fast. They use so much oxygen if you don't have a little battery oxygen thing going in.
I have an aerator.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's necessity down here. Because if you're not using them on fish, you're using them for shrimp. Because, shrimp is like probably the biggest saltwater bait down here.
Yeah, even freshwater up here in northern Minnesota, we have shiners, and they get pretty big. I mean, you can get 6, 7, 8 inch shiners, but they also have what's called
too.
They have what's called an emerald shiner, which is a little more streamlined. It's not quite as flat, as a shiner, but more of a bullet shape to them. But they have like an emerald green stripe down them. They're kind of cool.
Yeah, when I fished in Wisconsin, I swore that's all I used was fatheads. They would just give you scoop or half scoop. Give me a scoop, and you'd have like 50 and 60, and it was cheap and it was awesome.
Seems like whenever you got like 2 or 3 scoops, you're like, we're gonna really get into them. You'd use about 20 of the 300 they gave you.
But I have a cast net. I'd like to, but you can't really cast net in freshwater. I don't think too much down here. I don't know.
I cast net up here, but it's easier off of a dock or something. Doing it from shore is a little bit harder.
Yeah, but there's a lot of places to saltwater cast net, because it's so much easier to catch your bait, or cheaper, I should say, to catch bait than constantly buying it.
Down in Florida, I just like going out on the piers with a couple crab traps, even just the drop net ones, where you throw a little something in the middle of it and the crabs crawl on it and you quick pull it up.
Yeah, and it closes up the sides, or they're the basket types. Oh,
that's fun.
I grew up crabbing, as a kid. I miss that. I would make my own, minnow traps, so I didn't have to go and buy like bait for crabbing. And I'd catch minnows and just put them on a little wire ring and crush them and throw them out there and make drop lines. And I always had a scoop net, so
it's funny. I mean, crabs will eat anything. You can
chicken necks, chicken legs,
just even a chicken
fish.
Wing section.
Yeah,
you can wire to the middle of the crab
chicken.
trap. It'll last all day long. But yeah, well, that's cool. Nice fish, Stevie.
Thank you.
And thanks for posting that. I don't know why I can't figure this out. Okay, I don't know. Jay says Rusty the cast net for shiners a lot down here. Okay, I don't know that. I don't know where. I wouldn't know where to go cast net.
If you're standing on a shoreline, you got to have a pretty good drop off, because the last thing you want to do is throw your cast net into an area that has a lot of weeds on the edge of it, submerged weeds. So throwing them off a boat bow or throwing a cast net off of a dock works well. But you got to have a pretty steep drop if you're standing on a shoreline trying to do it, unless you're wading in, I suppose. If it's
I wouldn't wade into the water down here. There's alligators and shit.
Yeah. Good reason not to.
Yeah. So far, I haven't seen any. I mean, we've only fished like 2 different places. I don't know.
So are you due for a UK Bigfoot report from Mr. Lee here?
That's up to him. I'm letting him get his ducks in a row, and when he's ready.
He told me, he said, patience is a virtue. And I said, well, people could die without that report, I mean, take your freaking role a little more seriously, Mr. Lee. That blood's going to be on your hands if people are walking around the UK oblivious to the fact that there's Bigfoot ready to get them.
Hopefully he'll pull it together. He says I'm sorting it. Jeez.
He's got to sort it out.
Yeah,
there's so many reports over there.
Sort it a little quicker.
So many damn reports over there to sort out. Yep. So is it starting to cool off down there a little bit, or not really?
Oh no, it's cooling off. Well, with this storm coming in, it's temperatures dropped a lot. Next couple of days, I think it's only going to be in 70s. After that, I think just low 80s for a week or two. I didn't really check out the long-term forecast. Richie, leave those apes alone.
Yeah, it's getting cold here too. By Friday, I think the high is supposed to be 70. Or not, what did I say? 70, 30. The high's 30.
I'm going to say.
Friday.
Great.
I wish the high was 70.
No, because I thought you said recently, I heard something about it being cold up there. And
yeah, it's not 70.
70. That seems a little.
Maybe
below.
It was in the 60s a couple of days last week. It wasn't, but even when it's in the 60s here, there's zero humidity. It's cloudy, and with a breeze, 60 feels more like 50. when the
Oh,
sun's
yeah.
not shining. But
Mopar Bill, how are you, buddy? Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Papa. Papa C in the house.
yeah, lots
This
of
guys, the link is in chat, so if anybody wants to join Jeff and I, please pop on. I'm looking for new faces.
yeah, we need new faces.
Yeah, I want to.
I wasn't gonna
people
pop on, but then you're struggling with your tech issue, and Stevie, nobody's gonna see your awesome fish. Like, I gotta go save the day for him.
Oh
quick.
no, I would have held my phone to the camera. Trust me. Oh no, hell no. Hold on. Yeah, she was stoked, absolutely stoked, and I was so stoked for her just to see her. Like she was all freaked out, like yeah,
Yeah.
high fives. See her all smiles. Don't look at me. My face is nowhere near new.
So I sent you a quick mock-up of a new Mogollon Monster logo today, because you had mentioned, what was it, a week ago, maybe last Tuesday's show, or maybe it wasn't
Yeah,
Tuesday,
no,
maybe
I
last Tuesday's show, that you were thinking of designing a bandana or shirt or something, which is cool because every year or so you kind of need to freshen up the logo or the look. Doesn't You don't want it to feel stale. And I was wondering, did anybody else? I sent you a little. I was making merch for Pine Island Research today, and I remembered you said that. So I saw the skull with really long hair like yours. And I thought, damn, that looks like Mogs if he's been dead for 3 years. It looks exactly like him. So I made a logo out of it. But I'm wondering, did anybody else send you any ideas?
no. But no, that the one that you came up with is pretty cool.
You want me to share it? I'll
Sure. No,
I don't know that there may
pretty
be some refinements to be done to it.
sure. Well, it was just the idea was there.
I
So
made it in like 5 minutes, so I gotta.
here. Let's. I like how the WTF is in the headband.
Just
And
feels kind of Arizona-y with all the orange and yellow
and then those are crows along in the bottom there. So
yeah, kind of the ravens.
yeah.
They picked all the flesh off that skull to get it looking nice and. No, I just thought that I enjoy doing that. With Canva Pro, there's so many templates.
The little guilt trip you just you'd said, did anybody else send anything in? Bat Mom's like, now I feel like a terrible subscriber.
Well, look at her logo there. She made herself an awesome Bat Mom logo and then leaves you hanging, right?
It's not their responsibility, but I do appreciate everybody's efforts.
We got to come up with a bandana look. The one that I made would maybe work on a t-shirt, a black t-shirt would be cool on, but to get something that when you fold up the bandana just right, that you have something that's kind of panoramic across it, the WTF logo with something cool on it. But
yeah, I'll throw something together, and putting that on the bandana should be pretty simple.
Yeah.
All right, who sent a photo?
Oh, listen, people are sending you their artwork now. They feel bad.
Mike sent a photo. LIB. Can I show this, Mike? I'm just gonna wait and see if Mike responds.
He said yes.
Yes. Hold on. Let me kill this light. There we go.
There you go. It's kind of a Grinchy,
Mike.
like the Grinch / Bigfoot, isn't it? With the wide cheeks and the.
Yeah, a little more gorilla. It's a gorilla. La, 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 la. How was that? Magilla gorilla? No, that was Great Babe. That's cool, Mike. Thank you. What?
Look what I just read.
See, me and Stevie do this shit all the time. You'll notice it says Stevie says, "That's cool, Mike. I didn't see it." And I just said the same exact thing. She's always like, "Shut up." I'm like, "Why? What did I say now?" And sure as shit, she just typed it, and we do that constantly.
Uh,
All right. What else we got here? Somebody just sent something. Tess just sent one.
oh boy.
She goes, "There, I made that for you. It took a lot of hard work. I stole it." I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah. The sunglasses and the flag. That's cool.
Yeah, I kind of missed my flag. Can't really do a backdrop here. I'd have to go back inside.
You can put one under the window, maybe, but
Oh, I have everything. It's in the truck. Yeah, my clock and all the other stuff that I had behind me. Jimbo, what's happening, man? Good to see you.
Kelly M is back. Nice to see her back. Man, there's a lot. I can't. This blows me away. How many people come back in? Yes, BPD, hit the like button.
Thank you, Ben. What else? So yeah, I think I was telling you earlier. I want to redo the channel, the banner on the channel, and I don't know, make it more, I don't know, different. It's gotten old. It served its purpose.
Yeah. 53 people watching, 25 likes. You're almost batting 50% here.
Almost. See, you ask for new faces, you get new faces.
Mr. Lee says he sent you a photo in email.
Buzzer Jurist, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man, can you hear me?
Yeah, is your YouTube on? If your YouTube is on, please turn it off.
Huh.
Yeah, you just got to click out of YouTube.
His audio's working, but the picture, you see his
Hey,
skin
man, can
froze.
you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can
How
you?
you doing, man? It looks like your picture's frozen though. And there's an echo.
All right. Okay, I turned the YouTube off.
Perfect. Now we can hear you good, but your picture's
But
frozen. We can see you, but it's frozen. But as long as we can hear you.
Yeah.
How are you?
Well, I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh,
We can hear you.
if you
we
can
can hear
hear
you
me, I can
perfect.
hear you.
Long Island Bigfoot says his neighbors can hear you, so you're coming in loud and clear.
Mike's got to turn down his volume. He's going to piss off the neighbors.
Man, I live so damn far out here in the woods, man. I don't get no signal, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people have that issue. But I'm glad you're trying to join us.
Yeah, I'm trying to, man. I don't even know if it's working now.
Yeah, we can hear you. You sound good, actually, right now.
Oh, well, I won't move a hair then. By God.
What are you up to tonight?
Man, I'm just now getting my electric back on. Just got out of the shower. Man, I've been missing one of them for about 5 days. And, you know, at the time, I think.
Yeah,
But anyway, seeing you on, I thought, man, I'll try to get on there.
Oh, I'm glad you did.
Awesome.
It's just funny
Well,
because now
he
all of a
might
sudden
not be. They kicked me off here in about 10 minutes.
Well, it'd be a shame to take your weekly shower and not show off and talk to
Yeah,
somebody.
that's good. I even curled my beard hair a little bit for you.
You got all fancied up tonight. We're going
Too
to
bad,
town.
I couldn't show it to you, but man, I don't like stepping on anybody or interrupting anybody, but there's a lag here, and I'm guilty.
Yeah, but usually there's a lag if you're listening to YouTube, but when we're talking like right here to each other, we should hear each other in real time. But if you're
Well, pretty close as I'll ever get.
if your signal's a little lacking, then yeah, there might be a lag. What's up, Mr. Vaughn? Good to see
I'm
you,
using
Jack.
my phone as a tether and got it up in the tree limb. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about that tether in here till a few weeks ago. By God, oh hell!
Where are you from?
Well, shit. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not.
We can hear you.
So
Yeah, we can
I
hear
had to
you.
smoke me another bowl or something. I don't know. No, he didn't. What? Oh shit. Okay, well, damn. Man, how y'all doing? That's all I can think of. I'm so damn tickled that I'm out here and not picking my parts out of no trees since these damn tornadoes come through. Well, I'm telling you, phew.
I
Only time
myself,
the wind blows around here and I can't see a woman with a long dress on.
I'm doing great.
That's a good day, you know.
Yeah, I'm glad you joined us though. I'm glad you came on. Where Jeff had asked you, where are you coming from?
Well, I'm trying. Northeast Texas.
Oh, okay.
About 25 miles west of Denver, East Texas, man. In fact,
I think we lost you. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's got that bad signal.
East Texas. That's football country. They don't mess around down there.
Is it the high school?
I got knocked the far out of you. What do you mean?
That high school football in East Texas is like a blood sport down there.
It's religious.
Yeah, by God, if we don't win, we'll win in the parking lot. Something. We ain't going home losing. By God. Hope you'll find humor in that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mr. I remember you've been on. I know you've been on before. I just forgotten where you were from. That mom says, "What town in Texas?"
I don't live in a town.
I was gonna say that's why you don't have internet.
Well, you know, I've been trying to start a community out here, but nobody likes me. But
You got some land to
oh,
set up shop on, you're saying?
yeah, I got 30 acres on a dead end dirt road on the left.
That sounds like
That's
heaven.
a fact. Man, I tell you, no, I got to pay somebody to come out here and talk to me. That gets expensive. But, you know, not many people come out here yeah. That gummit, man, I hate this lag. But that's me. I'm always lagging somewhere. Hold on, I'll catch up to you. I promise. It's like them young boys, you know, I've been riding Harleys for hell, 30 something, 30, it don't matter. And these young fellas coming up on their bikes, man, just want to haul ass, you know. And I'm like, come on, motherfucker. And I said, oh, y'all go on, just buy me a beer when you get there.
Yeah. It's like the old bull and the young bull on the hill, you know.
Yeah.
You ain't got a race down there.
Ferdinand, if I do recall. Yeah, Ferdinand, the old bull. Just walk down there and all of
them. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Oh, man.
Hi, Mike.
I'll shut up.
That was fast, man.
Hey, you pop up. I'm, you know.
Yeah, no, you were on it. What's up, Jeff?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Just figured it's been a while, so I'd hop in there.
Bat Mom says, I know where he lives where he lives. Paying people to bring company is illegal service in Texas.
She said, I think it's called
excuse me. Excuse me, please.
She's just kidding with you.
Man, y'all coming in broken up. Sound like a dang satellite signal or something.
So what's going on with you, Mike? You just came here to goof, didn't you?
No, I don't really know why I came here. I don't know. No,
seemed like a good idea at the time.
It's like when he got here, it's like, now what?
I wasn't expecting to come up that fast, honestly.
I can put you backstage if you got to
go. I don't give a shit. Full disclosure is I don't give a shit ever, so who cares? Yeah. No, that thing I sent you, like, literally, you know, I've been doing this like AI art thing, and like it's kind of fun. Like you could you go and you like just type anything in, and it like it generates these images. And I mean, granted, you know, 1 out of 100 are good. You know, they come out crazy looking and whatever, and it just happened to work out where that one came out pretty decent looking. But it's good because they're all original, you know. So now I don't have to like run and like find a thumbnail and worry about if it's a copyright and this and that.
Sure.
You know, so it's kind of cool, but you know, it kind of worries me too because some of them are so realistic looking that like I'm like, oh, there's gonna be so many more like. Well, hopefully it doesn't work out that way, but there could be so many more hoaxes easily done, you know, like, but let's hope it doesn't go down that road.
Yeah, right. Buzzards Roost, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Looks like we lost him. Must have lost signal.
He was hanging on by a thread, I think.
Yeah,
Jeff and I were speaking earlier before the show. We were talking about like doing thumbnails and stuff. I used to create my own when I was doing the recordings and stuff, pre-recorded shows. I would do my own thumbnails through Canva, and he had shown me what he had created on Canva Pro. So I'm looking. I got some things I want to do, so I might as well, you know.
That's a nice thing about Canva. If you
put
want
out
to
the
get
money
Canva,
and
if you want to use Canva Pro, just spend the $12.99 or whatever for a month and get all your crap created and downloaded, and then cancel it for another year until you're ready to freshen it all back up again.
I'll send you the link to the thing I'm using. So if you want to look at that.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I've been through a few different ones. Mike Patterson's actually the one that put me onto this one, and it's so good. The ones I was trying were like, oh my god, they were just crazy. They were coming out like, I don't know, like, and just insane looking, like psychedelic, like insane. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, like you needed to eat like 7 caps just to see what was there.
Oh, now I get it.
I knew you were in there, Waldo. You sneaky striped shirt son of
North Alabama Cryptids, how are you guys tonight?
Neck, what's up?
Hey, NAC, what's up?
You remember that? Those were in like every doctor's office back in the day. Highlights, it was called, the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. That was a pretty good magazine, though.
Yeah.
For the educational system. It's starting to rain. It's going to get loud.
And the Ranger Rick magazines, one of those. Ranger Rick, it was all kind of outdoorsy, but it was for kids.
It
was like the child's version of outdoor life.
Well, that just came up because I was out in the rain the other day on the mountain, and it was like 3 hours before sunrise, and I was supposed to be up there, and all of a sudden, back from where the parking lot is, it's like, this dirt parking lot, like nobody's up there. And like you could hear and see anybody coming from like 2 miles away. And all of a sudden this big, huge headlights and brights pop up. And I was like, oh, Ranger Rick must be here.
Mm-hmm.
And it like triggered a bunch in the comments. Everyone was like, oh, you remember that? Like, you remember Ranger Rick?
As a kid, though, I mean, it was hard. As a kid, I remember Mad Magazine. I mean, we'd just wait for the next episode to come out and run up to the store and buy it.
Yeah.
Those are just hilarious. Spy versus Spy and all this stuff.
Mad magazines, yeah. Folding the back cover, find that secret picture. Naomi Finn, how are you? Great to see you in chat. Welcome. I appreciate your work. I love good narrators, so that's what I listen to most of the time is narrated stories.
I'll tell you what, if old Buzzard Roos had a really good connection, I think I could listen to him all damn night long. That guy, he's hilarious.
It's Naoma, right?
He's funny. If you can't beat him on the field, you got to beat him in the parking lot.
Yeah. Tell Stevie to put it in the comments or she's not allowed to say anything.
He just told her.
She's cheating. I know. She's got floor seats to the game. Yeah.
She's the backseat streamer over there.
Yeah, she's the unofficial sidekick. Co-host. She's like story of my life. Well, I'm not used to having someone sitting next to me, during a show where we can just interact that way too. And she's in chat, so it's an interesting dynamic.
It can be distracting, maybe.
Not for me, but for everybody else. Because they're like,
funny for you to take a microphone and sit over there, and then she sits in front of the camera, and as you talk, she moves her mouth like she's.
I know I'm a dummy.
Oh! Did you hear that?
What'd you say?
She said, "Oh, now I'm a dummy."
Well, it's a ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they are, though.
That's the
ventriloquist
politically incorrect term is the dummy. I mean,
No. Like a ventriloquist act. That's what she meant. Oh, jeez.
So where are you? You're in Florida, Mogs?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. You should change it to like the Nomad Show. Well, where the F live?
WTF is gonna be.
I know it's why the where's the fascination today?
Where the fuck are we?
Yeah.
Old Buzzard says Jeff is on better dope than I am. I messed up my back 2 days ago, bad, and I was bitching and moaning about how much my back hurt. And then I opened my drawer full of all the old prescriptions over the years and found 17 hydrocodone.
Oh no.
So it isn't that bad yet, but if it gets to I can't get to sleep, maybe I'll take one. But
that's a rabbit hole I can't dive in.
Yeah,
I used to have. I had some major surgery on my neck and had 2 vertebrae fused together, and it was like a 3-month recovery after that surgery because they make an incision all the way across your throat, pull your whole throat over to replace discs. They don't do it from the back; they do it from the front. So it was pretty invasive. Took like 3 months to get to where I could, start swinging a golf club, things like that again. And you would take a certain type of painkiller. Back then, it was Darvocet and Percocet and all that crap. You'd take one for about 10 to 14 days, and your body, it would kind of wear off. It wouldn't work that well, and then you'd have to switch to a different kind. And I used to be the kind of guy that thought, addictions like that were a joke. Like, I remember Brett Favre being addicted to Viking. I was the guy saying, what kind of an idiot would get addicted to that, And after this 3 months, I went to get off this stuff, and I couldn't. I mean, it was horrible. It felt like the way I would describe it is if you quit taking it for 2 or 3 days, you'd lay in bed and it felt like spiders were crawling all over your body, like the heebie-jeebies. And when it'd get really bad, you'd just take one and it'd go away and it felt like normal again. So, I mean, it was hard to get off of them. I was talking to my uncle who was a cancer patient, and he said, that stuff stays in your system for 10 days. He says, trust me, you're going to be miserable on the 3rd day, the 5th day, the 8th day, the 10th day. But if you can make it, you'll wake up that 11th day and it'll feel like somebody flipped your light switch back on. And he was right. I mean, I buckled down and endured it. But everybody that I knew said I was miserable to be around because, when you're trying to get off of shit like that,
I mean, thank God I never had that problem as far as pills or drugs, but my drug of choice was alcohol, and that was that was no fun detoxing from that.
Well, that's just it.
I'm not trying to compare, but
no.
But I've heard horror stories about coming off of pills
But that's just it. Everyone's got their poison, and then like everyone's chemically different. So there's that medicine that makes you feel good, and it's different for everyone. For some people it's uppers, some it's downers, some it's alcohol, some it's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't enjoy benzos, but there's people who take, I take a benzo and I'm gone. See ya, I'm out for 12 hours. But other people I know, they walk around normal. It depends. Alcohol is not my cup of tea, or a cup of beer or whatever, but it is for other people, and
sometimes there's a psychological part to it too, because a lot of these addictions are, I used to, I still chewing tobacco now and then, but I could quit for 90 days. I could quit for 3 months. And then the first time I'm out in a fishing boat, my friend starts packing a can of chew. I'm like, holy crap, I'm done. You know, I mean, that association of, I know a guy who quit smoking, and the way that he did it was most of the time he smoked, it was when he was driving. And so then he bought like a 10-pound bag of sunflower seeds and kept it in his car. Every time he drove, he'd just choose sunflower seeds just so that his mind was occupied with something, you know. It wasn't necessarily the nicotine, it was the routine that was.
Yeah.
And you see that with gambling addicts and stuff. You know, there's no chemical dependency there. There's just that endorphin that releases every time they get the rush of being able to place a bet, you know.
Yeah, there's a ritual involved, you know. Like some people are addicted to the ritual of, you know, setting up the drug. Some people get a high from going to get the drug. You know, like the drive there, the drive back, whatever. Like there's so much involved in addiction. Like, I mean,
I think that's why, you know, therapy and hypnosis actually works for some people, because hypnosis isn't going to unhook you chemically from craving and addiction, but it will unhook you from the routine or that mental high that you get when you think about it. But
yeah.
Well, you know, I pray for everybody who is affected by, you know, addiction. It's a bear. I mean, it's not easy.
Oh, it's a battle every day. Yeah. I've been taking Suboxone for many, many years now, you know, because if I found myself in that situation that Jeff just did, I don't know, I don't even know how many years I have, 5 years clean from opiates, whatever, you know, because I ended up with heroin at one point. And, you know, like that, you know, it wasn't a long time, but it was a fast downward spiral.
Sure.
Pills were around me for a long time, but when that heroin came into play, that downward spiral was rapid.
There's an emotional pitfall that with opiates and you know, heroin addiction. It's just you think that there really isn't a high from it. It's the high is feeling normal. You know, you take it because it makes you feel normal. But the problem is you forget what normal feels like. There is no reference after a while. You know, you think this is what normal feels like because that's what you've acclimated to, you know. But
sorry, I had to mute my mic. It's starting to pour here. I don't know if you guys can.
Oh no, we can. I like it personally.
Yeah, the sound will put everybody in chat to sleep, man.
Figured we'd accomplish that before then.
Yeah. we'll have to get buzzers back on here to wake them all back
up.
Anyway, so I don't know how we got on this topic, but
I know, you know, it's fine, dude.
That's the unpredictable nature that everybody craves with Muggs' show. Is if you don't like what we're talking about, you wait 5 minutes and we're probably talking about something else. But
that's probably
somebody in chat yells squirrel and boo, there we go.
Well, it's a breath of fresh air for me because, like, you know, it's no matter where I go, Bigfoot becomes the topic. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm the same way, dude.
Yeah, like it just comes to me. You know what I mean? And like, because that's kind of like now, like kind of like that's what I've been kind of ding, like that's the pin that's gotten put in me. So it just kind of always comes up, and yeah, so it's kind of a breath of fresh air to come here and just see like the randomness. You know, like you don't know which way it's gonna go.
Yeah, I bring up Bigfoot to anybody and everybody in public. I'm not going to see you again, you know. So I'll strike up a conversation. You know, we went to a state park. I struck up a conversation with the park ranger, you know, the park police. She was from the Keys originally, but I asked, you ever see anything weird in the woods? And she's like, no, I've only been here a little while. She did all her, like I said, her years of service down in the Keys. So, but yeah, it was, I'll talk to anybody about it.
Yeah. I recently went up and, I don't know if you know these guys, Adam and Jake. Their channel is Blue Line Bigfoot.
Blue Line Bigfoot. Sure.
Yeah, I actually recently went up and visited them, and that was a blast. They have some set. I mean, man, they got some set up. Huge property. I mean, they. Oh my God, their setup is amazing. Like amazing. I can't even explain it because it's just that cool. Like if you could, like that treehouse show on Animal Planet, like kind of like where like they build these giant tree houses, like if you gave that to a kid, kind of like, I don't know, it's like that on steroids. Like they have like these like lights going down trails and like oh my God,
Wow.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So much land, but they're just above that. They're just amazing guys. Like the area itself is beautiful, but they're nuts. Yeah, they're nuts in a cool way. You know what I mean? Like they're so off the wall, so off the wall, and I love every bit of it. Like,
yep.
Yeah, we used to hang out back in the day. Not here on the channels.
Yeah. Life gets in the way of a lot of things. I mean, I used to hang out here a lot more too. Like I get in when I can.
But I did the same thing with other channels. I'd hang out in certain channels where when I first got into YouTube or started hanging out on chats and stuff. I don't frequent some of those channels anymore.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Sure. I mean, like even my channel, like I get why people don't like it. Like I'm not like I'm not giving you like the highlight reel. Like you got to sit with me for like this long, drawn out walk through the woods. Like not everybody wants to do that shit. Some people,
but a lot of people like that, man.
They like a lot of people do, but a lot of
a lot of people that are stuck inside and can't get out and want to see you get take that walk through the woods.
Yeah,
right. That's why I always ask.
I also think there's a lot of people that get stuck. I mean, it can be an addiction to be stuck 7 nights a week looking for what's the next show on. I mean, for me, when I committed to doing one show a week, I thought, man, that's a big commitment. I mean, what if I don't want to do a show on a Monday night, right? But I don't let other things get in the way. I mean, like if my boys want to go to the indoor range we have and shoot our bows, or if there's a football game on, I want to watch them, I'm going to do that. I don't think, well, wait a minute, who's on tonight on YouTube? So if there's stuff in life I want to do, I'm going to just do it. This has no factor in that. And then like tonight, I'm sitting here and it's like every channel's talking about election results and stuff. Screw it. I'd rather go see what Muggs is up to. So, but I think a person's got to kind of be careful that, you got to keep living your life and not let YouTube become your life,
Oh, for sure.
No, but for a lot, I mean, and I get it. I was at that point, where I was just constantly into YouTube and everything that's all I watch now. But I mean, it was constant. And
that's okay if you don't have anything else really like tying you down.
No, it's harmless. But
yeah,
I'd like to see more people get out. And I get that not everybody can do that.
Yeah,
just
that's
to their
true.
back porch and get some fresh air.
I have a disability, like a really serious disability, but I'm able to get out still. So like I totally like can, but there's days that it really ties me down to the point where I can't do anything. So I totally can relate to these people who are there and they say thank you for the walk because I can't physically go anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that touches me, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, wow, like, like fuck the Bigfoot, like that was touching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was touching.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just reading. Miss Dill, how are you? Great to see you. I'm sure you've been here a while. I just didn't notice. Hilton, what's up, man? Hilton says people that can't get out and bushwalk live through live through your camera lens. What
Yeah.
you guys do is important to some people, guys. It's true, you know, because.
Well, and you can get introduced to a lot of new things too. Through, I mean, I know this is crazy, but do you have like a lot of iguanas in that part of Florida, Mogs, or is that not really where you're at?
No, there's no.
I mean, a lot of it looks like a lot of the Gulf side, there's a lot of iguanas, but I saw a channel today. I looked at it, and this lady and her husband, they go out and they with their air rifles. I mean, they're pretty high tech, huge scopes on stuff. They walk around the shore, the seawalls and stuff, and shoot these iguanas with their air rifles. And I don't know why, but I was fascinated by it. I mean, they're taking an animal that's infesting the freaking place, and they're, instead of going out and hunting deer or something, they're hunting iguanas. And I'd never seen anybody do that before. But
they're like alligators around there. Like they just go in pools and swim around. They're huge. Some of them get huge.
They'd walk 50 yards and there'd be two of them in front of them. They'd shoot them. They'd walk another 10 yards. So there's another one. I mean, it's crazy how many there are.
Yeah, I haven't seen any. They're more south.
I wonder how bad they're incriminating themselves by making videos of that. Like,
I know, right?
I can't be.
You're never gonna please everybody. I mean, you could go
I don't.
You could go out and help the homeless.
I don't know that it's illegal to kill them. I mean, they're an invasive species, so
you could go out and make a channel where you just go out and help the homeless and give them food and whatever, water, and people are gonna criticize you that you're not really truly helping them. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. Somebody's always gonna not be your fan.
Absolutely. Because I've seen it. I watch it happen. I watch a channel where these people are donating to people in Florida, and they're going out and doing this. And then I say, once in a while I see the person questioning them on their donations, and the money don't add up that you're getting to what you're giving. And I'm like, like, first of all, just mind your business. Like,
yeah. Well, I always felt like, first of all, if you can build a YouTube channel and make some money doing something you're passionate about, that's not a crime. That's a good thing. That's a good thing for people. So if people can go out and do stuff and make money, if they're going to make something, make a product, whether it's a documentary or something, and there's a demand, people want to see it, and they want to charge $2.99 to see it, more power to them. I don't think that's a bad thing. There are people out here who are ready to sling arrows at you because you made $1. And quite honestly, I've never pulled up to a gas pump and had somebody come up and say, "Oh, you got a YouTube channel. Let me pay for your tank of gas." I mean, I don't make any money doing this. I have never made any money doing this. And honestly, even if you started a store, let's say you start an Etsy store and you hook up a pay portal and you design some shirts and you put them for sale, and you're going to make 20% profit on that shirt after you ship it. By the time you pay for StreamYard and all the other shit you do, you're not making, you can go work at Taco Bell for 30 hours a week and make more money than I'll probably ever make on YouTube. I mean, but there's people out there that just want to rip you apart if you make $1,
Yeah, I mean, it boils down to like everybody has opinions, but just like when it's something negative, like just, I don't know, like there's too much negativity floating around. If somebody wants to bash somebody for every little thing, like whether it's a mistake, whether it's $1 made, whether it's whatever, and there's just too much of it, like we could spend our time so much more better. Like if you see something that's going on that's not right, and you want to correct it, go out and correct it, do it the right way. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like I've said it so many times that, in this community, especially, instead of focusing on that 90% we have in common and just enjoying that, we want to poison each other over the 10% we don't have in common. I mean, it's just stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah, well, there's a race for the answers, and there's a race to be the best, and there's a race. Everyone's in a race to. I feel like there's some serious echoage going on.
Yeah, Buzzer, do you have your YouTube on? Or a television on, or something? There's something extra going on around there.
Yeah, his mic was picking up.
Excuse me.
But his camera's working.
Shit.
Your camera's working, Buzzard. Oh, and there he goes.
He went out with a bang. He went out with a bang.
Shit. No, really though, Mike, I think the big race there is internally with people. And I see that so much in this community. Like they do something or they do one show a week. And then it's like, ooh, I got this many fans and now I got to do 2 shows. Now I got to do 3 shows. Now I did this. Now I got to do that. And it's like, you don't need to keep people showed up originally because they liked you and
Right.
what you had to offer.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You don't need to keep reinventing yourself, trying to.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in that, and then you feel like some people I know that's where they screw up. Like they feel like they need to please the subscriber, so they'll like start to create things that aren't there. And the fact of the matter is, like, I'll just say, hey, like, we're gonna try and get answers, but it takes time sometimes. So in between that, let's just enjoy nature, and if we have a sighting here and there, cool, whatever. But like, and that's just how we're gonna do it, and that's how I do it. I used to get caught up in that kind of shit. Like people would get me thinking that there was like some kind of like race, and you had to look at who was next to you, and like I was like, you know what, slow. I'm on my journey. Like I'm on my path. Like,
you don't have to race anybody else.
Like I'm not going anywhere. Like whatever. Like I got time. Like, whatever comes is what comes. Like. I can't cheat the universe. Like whatever the universe is gonna give me today is what it's gonna give me, and like,
yeah,
and that's that.
Play the hand that you're dealt.
Yeah, right. There you go. Well, you just simplified everything I was babbling about. There you go.
You're back, Buzzard.
My God,
Buzzard.
Uh-oh.
We can hear you.
Man, y'all coming and going. Oh, well. Yeah,
God.
Can you hear me? But I'm just kind of sitting back here watching. Glad I ain't on cam because I got a booger I need to get one. That's a joke.
Go knuckle deep after that.
I don't know if I'm getting ready to kick my ass out of here or taking in good humor. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, you're taking care of that yourself. See.
He's pulling the Pauly T.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
But timing was.
Pauly
awesome.
needs to teach him how to change his name every time he comes in now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a skill in itself.
When you get to that little box, just change your name.
Oh, okay. Oh, I
Wait,
got
back again. You try this again.
I can hear the outer space sounds there.
Oh, yeah. Man, it's my wait.
Unfortunately, you're coming in really broken up.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I know it, man. A whole lot store.
All broken up, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. This ain't no fun no more.
Mr. Lee, well, when Mike gets back, I'll bring it
It's
up.
just glitchy.
What happened? You need me to get?
He
You
sounds
need to
like
He shot himself in the foot again.
he sounds like R2D2 and C3PO are in an argument with each other.
You need me to click? You need me to click out?
No, you're good.
Oh, all right.
I
I'll
was
be
gonna say,
right.
Mr. Lee had a question. Long Island Bigfoot. Can you tell me about your Sasquatch experience?
Which one?
See, pick one.
Well,
Pick a number,
well,
Mr. Lee. 1
So
through
just
5.
get a wheel behind you. You can spin it, and then it lands.
I know. It sounds like. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I've had so many.
Jay.
I don't know. I don't know that elusive story. You know what I mean? That's not like. It hasn't been an elusive thing for me. Shit. I'm trying to think of maybe one that's more entertaining than just it was like a stare down for a minute and then I left.
Well, one thing that you could talk about, and those who have seen a lot of your videos probably know it, but there's kind of a flavor to the way that you approach when you're out there. You don't really get too invasive with communication. You seem to acknowledge that there's something there and not take it too much further than that,
Sure. Well, yeah,
And
I don't. Yes, that's exactly right.
just
Yeah.
talk about your approach a little bit and why you think that works better.
So I've learned that, and now I can't say that this will work for everyone, but I've learned that when I'm respectful of them and I go out and I let them understand that I'm the student and they're the teacher. I don't know shit about anything. I'm not gonna walk around like I'm the man, and I'm not gonna walk around like I'm gonna be Inspector Gadget and figure everything out, because I'm not. I'm never gonna go and find that footprint unless they guide me to it. I'm never gonna go and find that hair unless they show it to me. It's things to that effect. It's literally a needle in a haystack effect. To find those types of things by luck or by investigation, and citing them as well. So what I do is I go out and I tell them that we're here. I say we're here. I let them know that I have a camera. I let them know that I'm going to share, that it's, not to trick them, and that we're all people of, like-minded and interest, and we're not here to use this for any, negative gain, or, I also let them know that I'm keeping the location a secret. Now, when we go from there, if they do show themselves, I try not to keep on them too long. We live in a world of pausing easily now. You can screenshot and zoom in and do these things. So I try to if I do get on them, I try to, get the camera on them. I do try to get, a little bit of, and make sure it's a clear shot and a few seconds of it. And then I'll pull back off and say thank you, whether it's out loud or, in my mind or whatever. I'll say thank you so much. I hope to see you again, and we move on. And and I let them, if they want to continue, I'll kind of keep an eye on things and see if they're kind of advancing with us, or if I see the same one again. If so, then maybe the next time I'll do a little bit more with them and give it a little more time, and you know what I mean. But if not, it could just be that we stumbled across them, and then, the whole family's there, and he popped out to be like, who's this guy? And I don't want you here. There's no way to know for sure.
Mhm.
So I don't push. You'll always have that guy. Well, if it is, why didn't you charge over there?
Yeah, I
tell
think
you.
it's easy for people to assume that they're operating from one, perspective, and that's not always the case. They could be flexing their own curiosity about you, or they could be showing themselves to fulfill a role of protective instinct, that I am the wall you don't pass. There's something over here I don't want you close to.
Yeah.
You need to leave. And
Mhm.
so the idea that, oh, he showed himself to me, or I could see it, that means it wants to communicate with me. Every situation
Can.
is going to be different,
Sure. Right. It can, it can't, it might not. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So that's why I slow play everything, but I learned that I always get more, and I always get more that way, and with a little bit of a respect and a lot of and a lot of patience. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna get that, that instant gratification of an answer, or that.
Mhm.
Maybe I could have got that money shot, but if I would have just pushed in and
Yeah.
just, but I'm not out for that.
No,
I'm in it for the long haul. Personally, I am. So I
and
don't.
it's therapeutic for you,
Sure it is. Yeah.
So
Sure is. Yeah.
you take it at your pace, and it works for you, and that's good. But it's funny you said about being a student, because like when I go into the woods, I put it out there. I'm here as a student.
Mhm.
I just want to learn. I mean, harm. Don't wish any harm. Don't want to be harmed.
Yeah.
But I think it's smart to put it out there.
Yeah.
You're not put your intentions out there. They probably already know them, but
Right.
it can't hurt.
No, it don't hurt. Yeah, it don't hurt to communicate it.
It's too easy to look at a situation and you share an experience, whether it's on camera or just telling about it, and people say, "Well, you should have done this. You should have done that." It's like blackjack. I could look back at a hand and say, "Oh, I should have doubled down." But had I doubled down, the cards may have been completely different. I mean, this isn't an exact science as far as understanding how they'll react. I look at Bigfoot like when it comes to deer and when I'm archery hunting, if I rattle, it's likely if we're in the rut or pre-rut that a buck's going to be curious and come up to it. If he does, he's probably not aware that I'm in a tree stand because he's so laser focused on where's this other deer at, right? Yeah. Whereas any other time that buck walks by when it's not in the rut, he may walk right up and stare right at me in that stand. Like he's aware of everything around him. Okay. Bigfoot doesn't operate on survive just that species instinct. If they're intellectual enough to be equal to, and maybe even in some areas surpass us in how they intellectually interpret things, the way they express emotion, the way they react to a certain individual or a certain, protocol or an instance, it could be different every time. I mean, it's not so easy to say, well, you should have done this because then they would have done that. You don't know that,
Right. That's very true. Yeah. I believe they're all individuals, but yeah, like I don't know. That's such an ignorant thing to me that when people say, "Oh, you should have charged that, you should have ran over there." All right, we're talking about 5 to 1,000 pounds.
Well, what would they do?
500 to 1,000 pounds. You don't even charge a 80-pound coyote, do you? You wouldn't. You wouldn't charge a 300-pound black bear. Like it's, and now you're talking about something that's swaying behind a tree that knows to hide from you, that can, you take your eyes off it, it goes and disappears, and it could be behind you. Like, this literally, I call him Harry Houdini. That's what I call them, because they're like the hairy version of Harry Houdini. They're magicians. Like,
no, I get it.
So I'd rather just go out and just say, hey, like, I don't know shit about shit. You want to teach me?
Right.
Yeah. And what I've found is that they have they're teaching me lessons at a time, and I'm not, and they don't break from that. They don't break from it. I don't get anything outside of that. So like I don't get to ask for something else. Like I don't get to, like, it's pretty much, it's like when you go into school, like the teacher's got a curriculum, and that's what the hell's happening. Whatever mood you're in, whatever kind of shit you got going on in your head, and I don't want to do math today. Too friggin' bad you're doing math today.
Well, like that's the way school used to be. I mean, back in the 80s when I was in high school, to date, if I'm gonna date myself, I mean in 85, 84, when I was a freshman, sophomore, you fit in that box or you fell behind. I mean, I didn't like doing daily work. I could sit there and listen to a teacher talk about something and soak it up like a sponge. And then they'd say, okay, let's pass forward our assignments from yesterday. I wouldn't put anything on the pile. But then at the end of the week, we'd have a test and I'd get an A on it. So I'd average out with like a C+, B-, but I got straight Fs on daily work and got A's on all the tests. And that wasn't a matter of a kid not being able to do the work. It's a matter of a kid needing to learn a different way. It doesn't fit in your box to do it that way. Sure. If I had $1 for every time my guidance counselor said, man, Jeff, if you only applied yourself a little bit harder. And then I walk into his office the next month. I took an ACT test and got a 29 on it. And I'm like, I rank in the top 4% of the kids in my class on an ACT score. And yet I can't learn algebra the same way that these other kids do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think schools are a little bit better at seeing those students that learn differently and adapting to it. But boy, back in the day, there was no adapting.
No,
you got in the box or you failed. I mean, that was your choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes the atmosphere just itself was a mood killer, you know, like a teacher in itself, like the mood of a teacher, like a vibe of a certain teacher, the way they just spoke and taught things. And, you know, like sometimes that was like all I needed to just be like click, you know, because they were just cool as shit or whatever it was.
Absolutely.
Like it got me hooked, you know. And then you'd have the other one that was like monotone, you know, Bueller, and I'd be like, oh my God, like, you know, load up the rifle and give it to me. But that wasn't a threat.
I experienced that in high school too. There were some, and it's usually for some reason it was the science teachers that were the coolest.
Yeah,
you know,
I think they had a little bit of freedom, you know, because they had like lab, you know, they had the lab part.
Yeah, they were the coolest. I aced. What did I ace? For some reason, it just clicked. Physics. No, it wasn't physics. Chemistry. Chemistry just clicked. I aced that class.
I don't think I made it to chemistry.
I mean, my senior year actually hit high honor roll.
Nice.
Almost failed out the class, but by the end of the year. But yeah, I
mean, most people,
awesome.
Most people are either trying to ace senior year because they're going to great college, or most people are like, you know, senioritis or, you know, not even there. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was my best year. Was my senior year. But I didn't have plans to go to college. I was going into the Navy. You know, I joined before I graduated high school.
Yeah.
And that didn't even work out. You know? So get to boot camp, and then 6 weeks in, find out I have scoliosis, and
that doesn't. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Papa
you know,
says, yes, Mogs, I aced chemistry also.
When I got out of high school and I went into the military, I remember after being in for, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 years, one time I came home during Christmas break and went to a house party. All my friends were they were all juniors in college, you know. And it just made me realize I don't know how much they're learning in college, but when it came to responsibility and maturity, I had probably learned more in 1 year of the military than they had learned in 3 years of college. I mean, that's one thing that the military does, is it teaches you to, not that everybody does it, but it is an environment that you can learn to make rational decisions. And, you know, for somebody like me in high school, I mean, every night was a party, right? You get into that atmosphere.
Oh no, yeah, we got into
it's different. I mean, boot camp, you're now living in a dorm basically of 30 other people who are all there for various reasons. Some of them are there because a judge told them you're going to go into the military or go to jail. Others are there because their grandpa was in the military and their dad was, and now they're, you know, it's a patriotic thing. I was there for money, for college money, you know. Everybody's there for different reasons, but the one thing you realize is how quickly you bond, because every one of us was removed from our families and our friends. We don't have that anymore. These 30 people, the 7 guys that are in my squad are my new brothers. They're my, you know, they replace all of that. And they kind of tear you down to where there are no jocks or nerds or art kids or whatever. You're all shit in about 3 weeks. and then they build you all back up equally. And there is no I'm better than you in that atmosphere.
Oh yeah, it was hard. Was it hard for you in the beginning? Like they had like 3 phases for us, like white, blue, and red, obviously. But I don't know. We would hear like the guys that were in there last week, like, you know, we would be like marching in silence, like getting like, you know, treated like crap, and then you'd see the guys in their last week of boot camp, and they'd be like running and doing their cadence, singing at the top of their lungs, and like, you know, like.
Yeah. For
like,
me, the biggest adjustment was you can break me down, you know, as far as stature to where I don't feel better than anybody else there. I don't look at anybody else as being better than me. But the one thing you couldn't take away was my sense of humor. And that sometimes that was not a good thing because drill sergeants don't have senses of humor.
No,
I remember one time my drill sergeant dropped somebody. He said, drop and give me, you know, 50 push-ups. This kid's down doing 50 push-ups. And I was sitting there smiling, and he says, Harding, do you think that's funny? He says, why don't you help him? Well, what he meant was get next to him and do 50 push-ups. I stood over the top of him and grabbed him by the hips and was like helping him do push-ups. And my drill sergeant wanted to scream at me, and he just stopped and started laughing. He goes, God damn it. But I mean, even when you're miserable, I'm just the kind of guy, I don't care where we're at. It could be miserable as hell. I'm still going to crack a joke about something.
Yeah, I think the one that got me in trouble was they were like, where are you from, Private? I was like, New York. They were like, this is the kind of shit that comes from New York. I said, yeah, I think that, and like Goombas and yuppies, and yeah, some shit like that. And he laughed so hard. I forget exactly what I said, but he couldn't hold it together. And you know, but again, they'd always get you in trouble no matter what.
Yeah, the first day my drill sergeant said to me, where are you from? And I said, South Dakota. And he said, Jesus Christ, what state is that in? And I was just staring at him like, are you being serious right now? Like you don't know it's a state on its own? But
first I want to say hi to Cryptid Canada. Leslie, how are you? And also Naoma Finn. Thank you so much for dropping in, guys. Check out her channel, Open to Doubt. It's on YouTube. If you enjoy narrated stories, check her out. Cool. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, that sounds like a cool channel.
That was the first time that Naoma has stopped by here. That's cool. Donald Fuller, what's up? Mr. Lee, stop causing trouble.
Mr. Lee's voice threw me all the way off. I was driving. I was on the Throgs Neck Bridge the first time he popped on. So I couldn't even comment, but I didn't expect his voice to be his voice.
Did you lock up the brakes and pull in a parking lot? Like, holy smokes. Cop pulls up next to you. What are you doing parked here? Mr. Lee's on Moses.
Well, at first I thought the same thing like Richie thought. I thought it
wasn't Mr. Lee. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's the funny part of it, because it happened twice.
I remember the first time when he sent you his picture. And, you know, we all just kind of knew it as the redheaded teenager in the avatar. And you said, no, this is what he looks like, and showed the picture of him with the beard. And I was like, what? Mind blown right there.
Yeah. The avatar throws you off because that's what you're used to. It's like, you got to remember that he was 17 or whatever he was in that picture.
I didn't see the picture, but I know the avatar, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, shit, I don't even know where it is right now. I mean, it's on the computer. But yeah, that was funny because I had spoken with him previously, and when he finally came on, you know, I saw his name, but of course he was off camera until I heard him talk. Then I knew it was him. but nobody believed it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, guys, I'm not here to fuck with you. You know, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not about that. If I say it's Mr. Lee, it's Mr. Lee. And I mean, it was just funny because who was it? Who was the first? That was who was Mr. Lee that night?
That was Ben.
Ben was there, and he did the same
yeah.
thing. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
wait a minute, that's really Mr. Lee? I'm like, yeah, dude.
I mean, he wasn't the only one. I was doing it too. I'm like, no
Yeah.
way. I'm like, no. I'm like, it's gotta be. I'm like, it's gotta be a poly personality.
I didn't watch that night, and then like a couple nights later, I was watching your show, and everybody's talking about how Mr. Lee was on. I was like, what? Had to go back and watch it.
Mogs, we spoke for over an hour. It's me. No, I knew it was him, and it was just for them to put on this act like they pretended it was them, and then when they really found out, it was like, dude, you just everything before that moment was bullshit.
Well, I think it would be fun if he started. I mean, even if it was just once a month, come on and do some type of, when he says a UK Bigfoot report. I mean, if it's kind of a parody thing, it would be interesting,
Oh, it would be fun. He knows he's got an open invite. I told him, do your thing. You figure out how you want to do it. Put something together, and we'll go over it. And if it, as much time as you need, and then we can just, if it's too long, we'll figure it out or whatever. But hopefully
it's not gonna be long.
wants
You
to
do
do
a
it.
4-hour show if it got.
I know, right? Nah, it'll be cool, right, Mr. Lee? Yeah, Leslie.
He's the great
She was there. She goes, somebody kept saying it wasn't Mr. Lee.
He's like Elvis. He's like
I
always.
think I messaged Jimbo and was like, is this for real? Like,
Mr. Lee understands the golden rule of entertainment. You always leave them wanting more.
Yep.
And that's where he's got us.
because it was so long. You had kept asking him to come on for so long.
Well, people teased him about it. I mean,
yeah,
it got to be a joke,
I just
the running joke was for me was, hey, what's up, Mr. Lee? You pussy. I'd always call him a pussy. Once he came on, I'm not calling him a pussy
Well,
anymore.
and then you came on and you sang one night and did a little karaoke stuff one night, and we were joking about Mr. Lee should come on and sing this or sing that, do a duet. I mean, it just got to be kind of the side joke that just kept standing,
Yeah.
But and then he showed up. And melted everybody's faces off. Like, what just happened here?
No, and because it is that rare. It was like
Mr. We need to go.
It's like seeing a snow leopard.
I was saying, we need to go back. We need to go back and check the celestial charts. I mean, how were the planets aligned that night? I mean, can we duplicate it at some point?
It would be. I used to think that if it came down to it, and well, if the fate of the world depended on Mr. Lee coming on my show, the world was screwed.
Yeah.
Chessboard, I'm sorry. He says, Mogs, I didn't get enough prayers. Someone in California won the $2 billion. The Powerball.
I bought 5 tickets for it, but
I can't afford the tickets.
Right. I don't gamble and stuff, but I did. I bought when it was 1.6. I played I bought 10 tickets.
I have these 2 scratch offs that are like one's like $2 and one's like $7, and like,
Again,
I won't cash them in because I know I'm gonna really, really need them one day.
I like I say, I don't gamble, and for some reason, I was sitting there. I went and stopped at the 7-Eleven or Circle K, whatever the hell it was, and I looked down, and the first thing I see is they have all the scratch offs sitting there. But the first thing I looked down at was number 27. That's my birth date. So I bought like 5 tickets. So
It's funny that
scratch
in our town here on Saturday night when it was like at 1.7 billion yet, and there was somebody in town here that won $1 million because they had all of the white numbers right. They just didn't have the Powerball right. And I thought, I don't even know if that's worth $1 million. You know how frustrating that would be,
right?
To have it at 1.7 million and you get all 5 white numbers right and miss the Powerball. Oh my gosh!
I think I hit one. I think I hit the Powerball, just the Powerball. So that's good for like $4 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I don't play. I don't get scratch offs. I don't, but they were there. I just happened to look down. I'm like, oh, what the hell? So Stevie looked at him. She didn't scratch. We haven't scratched or anything yet, but she made a prediction that there's only one winner out of 5 here. So we'll see. I don't know where she came up with that.
One winner's good.
I always will buy 5 Powerball tickets. They print them on one deal. So I'll go buy 5 Powerball tickets with no extras for like $10, right? And they print it off, and I'll look, and out of the 5 Powerballs, there'll be like 3 of them the same. There'll be like 3 11s, or three of them have 7 as the, and I'm thinking that in itself is pretty astronomical to have 3 of your 5 Powerballs just randomly quick pick be the same, you know. But it never matters. It doesn't pay off in any way in the end, anyway.
Yeah. What's up, Ben?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
BPD.
Man, I've been trying the whole night to pop on here. And it always said 404 error or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so
if it's not an engine code, I can't tell you.
Yeah. I don't know why either. I was about to throw my phone in a lake, bro. So it's good to see you, Jeff. Good to see you, Mo. It's good to see you, LIB. And that time when Mr. Lee came on, man, I was really questioning, is that really him? And yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you weren't the only one.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought that was hilarious.
It's such a tease to keep talking about it. We should almost just ignore him until he comes back. Maybe that. Remember how we used to think that would work, like the reverse psychology of.
Well, we tried paying
let's
him
not
off.
asking him to come on. Let's just ignore him, and then maybe he'll come on. And then that didn't work.
Yeah. Everything happens in time.
I guess it does, huh?
Yep.
Yes, it does.
He's still defending himself. It was me, knuckleheads.
Yeah, really. Come on right now, man. Come on.
That's like walking out in the woods and yelling, "Bigfoot, show yourself right now." It ain't gonna happen.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna happen.
The next, see, what we gotta have happen is with the camera on. That's the next level. Mr. Lee, mic on, camera on.
I don't think that really matters. Hey, what it do? What it do, bro?
What it do, Ben?
What it do?
I don't. Mr. Lee won't turn the camera on because I've heard from very unreliable sources that Mr. Lee lives in a nudist colony.
Yeah, really?
And that's why he doesn't turn his camera on.
Did the unreliable sources, or they rely? Well, no, they're not reliable.
No, they're not,
because they're unreliable sources.
You pasted that together pretty well there, Ben.
Yeah, man, this is a good show. I enjoyed this show. I had something to say about like addiction and stuff like that. You know, I couldn't get on. Oh well, big deal. But this was a really good show, really good topics. Stevie B caught that big ass bass, about a 3.5 pound bass at least.
Looks like it.
Yeah,
Good fish.
yeah.
And with every fish, she just gets more and more hooked.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah. Hey, y'all throw Senkos? You know what a Senko is?
Yeah, sluggos, senkos.
Sinkos, yeah. I don't
Oh,
have any.
I thought you said sinkholes. I was like, yeah, they live in Florida.
We got them too here. Yeah, we got them.
Yeah, y'all do, huh? Y'all do have sinkholes. Wow. But SENKO.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a sluggo. It's not
No, it's more of just a straight tube that you
exactly.
pick up on a 2-aught or 3-aught, and it just glides through the water as you twitch it.
You know, it's
It's like an injured bait fish when they jerk around.
It's weighted with salt. So
okay.
Yeah, you don't need any kind of weight on it because the salt brings it down. I mean, obviously you use it in fresh water, right? So, but the salt makes it sink, and it sinks. It's just beautiful when it sinks. It just goes back and forth, back and forth. And
they're kind of a neat bait because if you're fishing it, like you said, with no artificial weight on it, just the weight of the plastic itself on like a 2-aught hook rigged weedless, you can cast it out and let it sink, and it just like glides through the water. And when you twitch the line, it kind of glides another way, and you twitch the line. It looks like an injured bait fish. But you can also cast it out and work a top wire and just keep as you're slowly reeling, and you can almost like walk the dog with it as it glides in the water.
I have done that, and I've caught fish with that.
I've been doing some top water stuff.
I'm a big fan of the bobber and the worm.
I'm doing bobbers and minnows. Same principle.
Big fan.
A friend of mine who
simple and it works.
My friend of mine's a fly fishing guide up in like Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And he hangs out with all these purists, you know, they're like, you know, everything's gotta be dry flies, and you know. And he went out and he was fishing with worms one day, and they said, "What did you catch him on?" He said, "A number 6 pinky." And they're like, "I've never heard of that fly." He says, "Yeah, it's a 6-inch nicro."
Wow.
They probably lost their shit. I bait.
I think my camera's even turned around. It is turned around.
Oh, we just.
Dude, seriously?
We never see anyway, so we just.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. It's true.
Yeah, you know you're addicted to fishing when in the drawer next to you at your computer you have baits and I just dropped it, damn it. Probably hooked myself in the foot now.
What?
I have a topwater frog that was sitting in the drawer when I opened it up.
It's skeleton modes.
This is what I do when I get bored because you know we fish. It gets dark early now, so
yeah.
I took a bobber, and you can't see shit at night. So I don't know if you're gonna see it here, but let's see. No, you're not gonna see it.
Yeah, I see that.
I painted half of it with glow in the dark paint.
Wow,
it's actually really good.
So you know what I do, bro? I use smaller bobbers for like sakale, which is everybody else calls crappie.
Crappie, yeah.
So I bought a bunch of little bitty light sticks that you can pop and make them glow, and I put that in the middle as the thing that holds my my line there.
Really?
Yeah. and it works really well.
It floats.
Really. But it's so like a regular like a bobber like you have, but mine is like a foam bobber that I use, and there's a part that you put in the middle to hold your line. Instead of that part, I have glow sticks.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, like tiny glow sticks, bro. And dude, that works perfectly.
Yeah. My honey hole is like, it's probably like 100 feet like in diameter, and then it's like 40 feet of like lilies on each side, and then there's like 20-25 feet of like a gap of water, open water in the middle, and that's where I stand. And I launch it out in the middle with the bobber and the worm, and man, it don't take nothing before the crap eaters or the sunnies or the little bass, or and if it gets low enough where they don't get it, then God knows what kind of catfish is going to snatch it. But
yeah, you're right about that. You're right.
Oh
Yeah, we
man,
caught a catfish the other day, and I was amazed because it was so dark. This thing was black.
Yeah, that's actually, that's what the one I caught. The last one I caught was like really brown. What
freaked me out about this one was the barbels it had. Normally you see like two that come off their face. This had like 6 of them.
I was like, flathead.
I don't know what it was.
There's so many different types. Like it
probably wasn't a channel cat, because a channel cat's pretty silvery on the side.
It's silver and a fork tail.
You ever see those guys?
Black.
You ever see those guys down in like Oklahoma and shit? They go and they go and they just shove their fish down in the hole.
Noodling.
Noodling. Yep, yeah, definitely.
Noodling. Because their fucking arm probably feels like this after they're done.
Oh, they'll stick their leg in a hole.
There ain't no way.
I don't know how they do it. They come out with these things sitting on their arm. I'm scared to walk in. I hate walking in water where I can't see the bottom. I'm like, ooh, like I'm like a baby. I'm like, what's down there?
Oh, my luck, I'll stick my hand in a hole and come up with a
step on a rock and I jump out of the water. Like they're jamming their hands in caves.
They got this chick that is like the queen of noodling, bro.
Yeah, I've seen her videos. She's always wearing bikinis. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jeff.
She's always wearing a bikini, jumping in. She looks like she's only about 16, 17 years old. She's hauling up 20-pound, 30-pound flatheads.
Nice.
I'll
search for a Sasquatch, but I'm scared of a fish.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't afraid of fish, but going down in the dark, holding your breath for over a minute, feeling around and shoving your hand into a hole. I mean, what kind of girls are these guys dating, man? I mean, there's no way in hell I'm doing that.
Old Buzzard says God gave me more sense than reaching up in a hole underwater.
Yeah, well, where's the guarantee that a big old alligator snapping turtle ain't in that
There's
hole?
none. No, moccasins. They got those. What are they? Moccasins? The snakes?
Yeah, water moccasin. Yeah.
Yeah, they got those all over the place.
Yeah, and in some of those rivers, you get those down in the south, the alligator gars.
Oh,
yeah, we got them.
Yeah.
Hey, where is Old Buzzard from? I got a real kick out of him today. Like he was
from East Texas, Northeast Texas. It sounds like
East Texas, huh?
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to that guy.
Yeah, unfortunately, he just had a bad signal. I remember he's been on before.
Yeah.
Old Buzzard said might not like what you grab.
If you could get him locked up with a really good signal, good camera,
that's it. That man,
he would be a great, every other week get him on.
Oh, absolutely.
Give us the Texas report. What's going on down there?
Yep.
Miss Dill, take care. Good to see you and thank you. for moderating. That's one thing I don't do is I don't thank my moderators enough.
Yeah, I know.
Now, man, you have really good
Oh, shut up,
moderators.
Mike. You're a damn honorary Stevie's like, yeah, you don't. Thanks, Stevie.
Yeah.
Mr. Lee, thank you. Everybody else, thank you.
Yeah, you have really good moderators, bro. The best.
Well, he pays
Well,
them
you
so
know what?
well. You know.
I just can't see doing what everybody else does because it's foolish to make everybody a moderator. There's some channels everybody's blue. It's like, what's the purpose of that?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Mr. Lee decides to go rogue, well,
Yeah,
or anybody. Moderators can't moderate moderators.
yeah,
So-
you're right. You're right.
Who's gonna jump in and
I'm
I mean-
more worried about if Mr. Lee decides not to go rogue. What might happen?
Mr. Lee might start talking about crimpets and biscuits and stuff.
bangers and mash,
Bangers and
Yeah.
Very rarely does any like just random disgruntled person just come in here. Like it's so rare.
Yeah,
No,
no.
but we've talked about Moses's the template that he runs the show is like it's a free-for-all. You don't I mean it's not just worried about the moderators. You're putting your link in chat. You don't know who's going to pop up on here live.
It's a kind of a Russian
Somebody
roulette.
pops up on here with a gun to their head and decides this is the night I'm done. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen on this show.
Well, I
right?
think Mo's kind of runs his ship the same way I do. As long as you're not disrespectful blatantly to each other or like to somebody, like then there's no reason to really get involved. Like, but I don't tolerate that shit either. Like there's a way to go about things and like talk to each other and like opinions are opinions and like, yeah, cool, have fun, do you, but like there's, to be just disrespectful to somebody in a rude, mean way is like that's when I've seen you step. Yeah. Yeah, there's a way to say it. And I don't see it often, but it happens.
Well, it happens a lot. Unfortunately.
Sometimes it just depends on how late in the evening it is. I've actually watched people in chat, well behaved, they're smart, they're very intelligent conversations, and hour and a half later they've got 5 drinks in them and they're like the guy at the bar who just has to fight somebody. It's like, what the hell is wrong here?
Bat Mom says, I'm disgruntled all the time, but Moog's calm demeanor is comforting.
Yeah, definitely.
Right on.
You talk Bat Mom off the ledge every Tuesday and Thursday night.
Without knowing it and without trying.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't care when people come at me.
Those within a
Hey,
25-mile radius of Bat Mom do not realize how lucky they are.
You should be thanking me, at least on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
The other 5 nights a week, they're on their own.
It's hell.
It's like the purge,
The purge.
She even says, yep, Jeff knows what's up. Oh, shit. But yeah, it is risky, but it hasn't blown up in my face yet,
Bro, you effortlessly put on a great show every goddamn time. How do you do this?
But really, that's why people show up. As Moog says, it hasn't blown up in my face yet. People are here on that lottery ticket $2 billion jackpot chance that maybe tonight's the night.
Oh, Mogs, I do. I hate to be like burst a little bubble of like nothing weird's gone on, but I do got to talk to you about something afterwards if you got a minute.
Yeah, no worries.
All right.
Oh, geez, we're already at 2 hours already. How the hell did that happen?
Yeah. All right. Well, man.
No, and Ben, you know what? I don't try, dude. I just do it. I just, I'm the same me, and I don't.
I guess you have a gift.
I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm not gonna, tell you things that aren't true, and I'm not going to misrepresent myself. You know, just I'm you know, I'm me. You know, that's
You're
all
a
I can
pretty
do.
genuine fella.
Yeah,
What you
but
see is what you're gonna get.
yeah, but you do put up a place that you know, nobody's gonna be criticized or judged, or everybody can say what they want to. And if they say too much bullshit, they'll be called out on it.
Oh, absolutely.
But if you know,
I kind of feel Moses' show is like the Continental Hotel on John Wick. You know what I mean? It's like you're there, no bullshit can go down, nobody can kill each other, nobody. This is the place where none of that's allowed, right?
yeah,
Even though technically it's allowed,
No
it just doesn't
purging.
It doesn't happen.
There's enough mutual respect in the air that it just doesn't happen, you know?
yeah,
No purging, huh, Jeff?
Yeah.
And I don't, and it's funny because I look at some shows and I look at chat and how many, like, not trolls, but you get those bots, it's the sex bots or whatever pop up. You hardly ever see that here. Once in a while they'll pop in, but some shows it's like, damn.
Yeah.
I get them in my chat now and then on the show, but I blame that. I figure it has to be one of the other shows on the network. They can't be me that's causing it. So
I don't know. They've been coming. I don't know. I don't even get them that much, but they've been popping up occasionally too. It's weird.
Old Buzzard said John who when you said John Wick.
Well, man, Mogs, I'm gonna go, bro. Thank you for everything, bro.
No, thank
Really.
you. My pleasure.
Ben, you're the man, bro.
I appreciate you, Ben.
Thank you for everything, man.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
we can probably all pull the ripcord and let you land your plane.
Yeah. I'll let
Yeah.
you.
All right, guys.
Have a
Ben,
good night.
thank
Yeah.
you, brother. Talk to you soon.
You guys all take
Good night.
care.
Jeff, thanks. So yeah, Mike, don't be well. Never mind. Mike, LIB, thank you so much for popping in. Jeff, great talking to you. Ben, it's always a pleasure as usual. Buzzard's Roost, get a good signal, damn it, and we'll get you back here, and I want to hear what you have to say, because I know you got a good sense of humor, and I think everybody would appreciate it. So we'll work on that in the future. Hilton, it was great to see you. I hope you're doing well, man. Get in touch. What did you just say? You have to have a successful show for the. I don't know. It was a joke, but oh, what the hell just happened to my screen? Hold on. There we go. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed the show, please hit that like button below. If you're new to the show, share it, subscribe. Even if you're not new, share it. I will be back on Thursday. Hope to see everybody there. And thanks, everybody, for coming and hanging out tonight. I hope you had a good time. And I'll see you then. All right. So y'all have a great night. And I'll see you Thursday. Peace and God bless, everybody.